Jordan.
Iain.
Who went to get a midnight snack, couldn't find the light switch, so fumbling, happily munched on whatever they could find, which, in the cold light of day, turned out to be their hamster.
Denzel Washington?
No, two guys. What? Hello and welcome to episode 86 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where the only furry thing that I like to put in my mouth lives in this guy's pants. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm really good, and so is my little ferret. Ooh, it's wiggling about.
And I always wondered why you kept him in your pocket, but, you know, if that's your choice, that's your choice, and I'm happy with it, because he produces good milk. No, that's a horrible reason. What other reason could you have to put a ferret in your mouth?
I hate to break it to you, Iain, but it's not milk.
Oh, God. All the more reason to come round right now for a good gob wash.
Oh, God, gobwash.
Grim, eh? Jordan, just before we started recording today, you said you were grabbing yourself a drink. Can I inquire as to what drink you grabbed yourself?
It is, Iain, I'm afraid, just a little bit of Robinson's squash.
Oh, that's a shame. You might want to come round to mine and share what I've got, because in my hand, I have a 1.5 litre bottle of cocktail.
Oh, God, right, okay. So go on, what's your cocktail of choice tonight of all of 1.5 litres?
I was going to take a picture because I thought you might ask, but then I remembered at about 10 to 9, after already delaying recording, I have to put my bin out and empty the bin that I have at the moment.
From all different bottles of alcohol that you've used up just now.
Yeah, it's all sat on my windowsill waiting to go out. But I didn't take a picture, I didn't have time. But I do sort of have a little mental image of what I've got, so I'll see if I can go through them for you.
Just have a little swig and just tell me what your taste buds taste.
Oh, nothing, absolutely impossible. I'll tell you why. There is vodka, rum, coconut rum, so like Malibu kind of thing.
Nice.
Midori, so we've got the melon. We've got strawberry gin, which some fantastic friend gave to me. Oh no, wait, it was you, John. Sorry. I've got cherry brandy.
Nice. So all I'm getting so far, by the way, is that essentially you're just having a liquid version of a fruit salad.
Exactly. A fruit cocktail, as they might call it, but the literal version.
Yeah, I mean, just saying fruit salad, though, it sounds a little healthier.
It does, and I can fool people into thinking that I'm not drinking at 10 a.m. It's not 10 a.m.
It's very true. Oh, there you go. It's a fruit salad smoothie.
Perfect. Yep, liquid form. Fantastic. And makes me funnier.
Well,
according to me.
It's questionable. Go on. I'll wait for it to kick in.
Yeah, honestly, you're probably going to hear me get more steadily drunk throughout this. There is a mixer, by the way. I'm not mental. It's not 1.5 litre of pure alcohol. There is 2 cans of 7-Up and 1 can of Orange Tango sort of thing, because after you tried it here last time, I went a little bit mental and bought 6 of those cans because I thought, why not?
Let me get this straight. So those cans are like, what, 250 mil? Something like that?
Yeah, it's just a little sort of, general can.
So you've got 750 mil. So literally half of your drink is mixer and the other half is alcohol.
That's what you're supposed to do, innit?
Well, it really depends.
I mean, it's not burning me, so I can only assume it's fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, 750 mil of alcohol is pretty high.
Yeah, for a newbie.
Yeah, to be fair, I am speaking to the person who is most versed in this.
Yeah, my body is like 50-50,
Your blood is alcohol.
Probably will be after tonight.
Your blood would burn your drink.
I was like that as a mixer. Perfect.
Yeah, cut yourself, when you just kind of lick your wound a little bit and you're like, fuck me, I'm fucking pissed.
Perfect way to start your morning.
It is, yeah, free booze.
But that is sat next to me, and I shall be partaking in some delicious little sips as we go through this evening. And it's already started to go to my head. It's fantastic. I'm sweating like a bitch. I'm boiling here.
Well, I hope you're enjoying it. And while you do so, we got ourselves a little message on our link tree.
We did, and it was perfect because it was, a parenting hack that somebody sent us. And it is amazing.
It is. And I don't think the lady will mind, but her name is Janice. And shall I read the message to everybody?
Please do.
Right, okay, just a forewarning. When I first read this, I was thinking to myself, oh God, we've got a real complaint here, because the message reads, "Hi guys, your show should come with a warning label." And I thought, oh God, what have we done?
Yeah, may contain absolute shit.
Yeah. But it continues, however, a warning label not to listen with headphones in public spaces as it inspires uncontrollable fits of giggles. Yeah, though that's not the reason for this email. When you asked for suggestions for additional parenting hacks, I felt it was only fair to share my daughter's. Her youngest at 2.5 years was being especially resistant to weaning. However, she tried everything, but they were not having it. So in desperation, she put a drop of hot sauce on each nipple. And then ended it with a thumbs up emoji.
Which is a fantastic life hack.
Well, hey, I'm sure that was effective.
But can you imagine, like, if the child was just like, no, this burning's new, so I can only assume it won't be here forever. I'm just going to power through. I'm going to get that milk. So that's what I'm here for. It's a resilient little bugger.
It grows up to really love reggae sauce.
In their cereal, like with a bit of milk as well.
Yeah, eventually, when this little boy ends up with...
Or girl. Wait, was it a boy or a girl?
Well, it is a boy. I have omitted the name.
Oh, of course, right. Sorry, yep, sorry, I interrupted. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I mean, you are half cut already, so... After 2 sips... So when this, child eventually grows up, gets himself a girlfriend, tries the old nipples, and is really disappointed that they're not spicy anymore.
Wait a minute, I just need to ask you, did you just say, tries the old nipples?
Maybe I did. I think that's a good turn of phrase, isn't it?
When he partakes in a little go of the old nipples.
That's the one. Yeah, like any good gentleman would.
But yeah, thank you for sending that in.
Absolutely. Thank you, Janice.
Please, anybody else, if you want to email us, Linktree is down below. You can contact us through that, and that was absolutely fantastic. We love hearing from you guys, so thank you very much.
Absolutely. And also, free little parenting hack for you all.
Yeah.
Oh, and can I just say, just before we crack into things...
Please do, mate.
I have to share with you this very quick little story from my wife earlier today while she was at work.
Oh, God. Right. I can't wait.
So my wife visits families and offers support for children. Now, she's been seeing this family for a long time. The plan of action was to clean up the house because this family was essentially hoarders. Like, really bad.
Right.
And she went round to help them tidy up.
God.
So she was helping them clear all the things away. She brought like umpteen bin liners, rubber gloves for them all. She was delegating to them, to bin stuff that they don't need.
Yep.
And so underneath this pile of rubbish that eventually gets cleared in the kitchen, she comes across this plastic takeaway tub that's just full of soil dirt.
Okay.
And she goes to them, why on earth do you have this? Just bin it. Like in sort of frustration of, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, that's my dad.
Oh, God.
So that was indeed his ashes in a plastic Chinese takeaway tub.
Oh, man. I'm glad your wife didn't just pick that up and go, what the f*** is this? And just bin it of her own accord.
I know. I said to her, I'm so glad you didn't lift that lid and just tip it in the bin.
Yeah, or just like be like, oh, what's this? Some kind of sherbet or something? Just lick a finger, have a little dip. It's like, oh, a bit dry, that one. But I mean, you get your dad's ashes, right? Home from the crematorium. You're like, right, I'm going to put these somewhere safe while I never forget them. Lift up a pile of f***ing clothes, stick it under there.
Well, yeah, exactly. So she asked this very question. And she said, well, if you really care about your dad, wouldn't you not want it in something else or, have it somewhere safe?
Yep.
And the guy was like, that's just what my mum gave him in. And he just never put it in.
Just never changed it.
And clearly then just covered him with pile of rubbish.
Yeah, with socks and takeaway containers. Weird.
So, yes, very odd. So I thought I had to let you know because that is a rather unique experience.
Do you know, I'm going to keep one of my parents in when they pass on and get crematoriumised.
What, are you going to put them in a plastic takeaway tub as well?
And I'm going to put them in a 1.5 litre bottle of cocktail.
What, and just down it?
Yeah, just down there like, oh, I can't believe they're gone.
That old, is it, Lion King song with it? He lives in you, quite literally.
Grim, bro.
Anyway,
yes, Jordan, blasting past all that fun stuff, what have you got coming up for us today?
Well, today I'm revisiting a topic I believe I did a while ago, which was just best nicknames.
Yes.
That old thing where, we call him the sniper's nightmare because he has a bit of a limp when he walks.
Yeah. And there was one called, like, Apple Face or something like that, wasn't there?
Apple Face?
Yeah, someone was walking past the school window and got an apple, accidentally hiked at his head.
Oh, yeah. And it just, was it like
Granny Smith or something?
Apple Crumble or something like that?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy, and he just took it. In both aspects, I suppose.
What else could you do?
But yeah, so I continued a list of that, and I didn't really have the time to go through all of them. So I thought, you know what, I'll revisit it, because there's still some gems, I think, in there.
Effect. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, go on.
It's getting stronger as it goes down, that.
I can imagine. It is 50% booze.
I tried to stir it and it fizzed, so I dare say all the alcohol's just sat at the bottom, which is where the straw is, so I'm probably getting all that first. And then by the end of it, it'll just be a lovely juice.
Yeah, you'll be too pissed to realise at that point.
Yeah.
You'll probably think at that point, oh, I've had enough now.
Yeah, I've had enough of that. I'll just pour the rest down the sink.
Not finish the juice.
Not finish the fizzy drinks. My dentist would be happy.
Oh, love it. So, Iain, what on earth have you got for us today?
Well, finally, Jordan, in today's episode, I am going to be bringing you the facts on the Philadelphia experiment, one of the most popular and strangest stories in the world of modern conspiracy theorists. But there is one little added bit that I stuck on the end that some might not know about, and plus, it brings me nicely to an even crazier theory that I want to talk to you about next week. So in order to hear that, it's important you know the facts.
Fact me up.
Oh, mate, you were going to get fact so hard, pal. So, should we just jump into it, Jordan?
Yes, please.
Righto. Right, before we continue, I actually need to take a little swig of my booze.
I'm sure you do. It is calling for you.
Just get me in the mood. You know what the funny thing about this 1.5 litre bottle is, though?
Go on.
Down the side of it, it's got like little affirmations. So it's supposed to be a water bottle, right? So it says like 8 a.m, good morning. 10 a.m, you've got it. 12 p.m, keep drinking. So it's like, I'm reading that in the context of I've got alcohol in here. I was like, you got it, buddy. Down in this.
You can do it.
Thanks for believing in me, 1.5 litre mug. Glug, 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 glug.
You should take it to work with you.
Good idea. Don't think they'd be too happy, but...
Help you get through your shift.
Yeah, it, who cares? The reason I did a big bottle was so I could have it throughout the entire recording, but I'm getting through it fairly quickly, so I'm just going to stop and I'm going to talk.
Luckily, you're about to speak.
Yes, for about half an hour anyway.
Yeah, when you keep stopping to drink.
Yeah, the story's only 2 minutes long.
Every couple of words.
Let's keep it in one hand.
Yeah.
One fresh supply of alcohol going to my throat through one side of my mouth as I'm talking to you out the other side.
Yeah, it's that circular breathing.
Yeah, circular drinking. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, you are Scottish.
Oh, mate. Hardcore. Runs in my blood.
It does.
Right, Jordan, the Philadelphia experiment. The year was 1943. The United States was deeply embroiled in World War II. The Battle of the Atlantic was in full swing and was a crucial front in the conflict. German U-boats were menacingly lurking in the waters, threatening the vital supply lines between North America and Europe. And in response to this threat, the US Navy thought, "F this noise," and decided it was time to use more esoteric methods to gain the upper hand. And here would begin the experiments to protect their vessels from attack or even detection. So the Americans put into play the Philadelphia experiment, named as it was held at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. Very creative. The objective was to render a ship, in this case the USS Eldridge, which was a newly commissioned destroyer escort, invisible. A seemingly advanced yet plausible piece of military technology at the time. However, as the story goes, what transpired was far beyond your run-of-the-mill average radar cloaking system. The exact date of the experiment is more common than not cited as October 28th, 1943. On this day, the USS Eldridge was fitted with a series of electrical generators and other mysterious equipment designed by some of the best scientific minds in the era, including, possibly, Albert Einstein, whose unified theory may or may not have been at the heart of the whole damn experiment. So the stage was set, the ship was ready, but as the generators powered up, strange things began to happen. Witnesses claimed to have seen a greenish-blue haze envelop the Eldridge. Within moments, the ship began to phase out of sight until it completely finally vanished, first from the naked eye and then from radar screens of nearby ships. For several minutes the Eldridge was just gone, and where it went during this time is a matter of debate. Some claim it teleported to Norfolk, Virginia, more than 200 miles away, before reappearing in Philadelphia. Others believe the ship was transported to a different dimension or even travelled through time.
Wait, so how do they theorise that it went to Virginia?
Because it teleported. So it kind of phased out of time here and then just bloop, like teleported 200 miles away.
So was it seen 200 miles away?
There are some reports that it was seen there, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I just thought they just plucked that out of their ass and they were like, oh, it must have gone to Virginia.
No, it was reported to have been seen.
Right. Then that's weird.
Very strange. But wherever it went, when the Eldridge rematerialised in Philadelphia, the scene on board was nothing short of horrifying. Accounts from alleged witnesses described a nightmarish sight. Crew members were said to have been physically fused to the ship's hull, their bodies grotesquely melded with the metal structures. Some were said to have been embedded halfway through bulkheads, dead, with their faces frozen in expressions of sheer terror. Others were said to have been driven mad by the experience, their minds shattered by the unfathomable ordeal.
I think I have heard about this, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've told you about it in passing before.
Yes, I think that is what I recall. And I think I remember asking the question, like, or rather, not quite getting that they were sort of halfway through things.
Yes.
And I was like, well, how does that work? And I think you described it as, correct me if I'm wrong, that if this vessel ended up sort of disappearing momentarily and they fall slightly through, but then the vessel reappears, they kind of
become lodged.
It's very Jumanji-esque.
Yes, that was it. I think that was the analogy used perfectly last time. And I was like, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, that is what's said to have happened. But of all the crew, Jordan, there were some survivors reported, but that didn't mean that they got off lightly. They supposedly suffered severe burns, disorientation, and memory loss. Many were believed to have died shortly after the experiment from radiation exposure, or simply vanished without a trace, as the Navy, realising the catastrophic consequences of the experiment, set out to cover up the entire incident, silencing any surviving witnesses and destroying all records of the experiment.
That's iffy.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cut and dry. You know, that's what they seem to do. Something happens, they cover it up. They take the witnesses out, they send those MIB bastards to, oh, do you want to buy some windows? Bang! You're dead. Don't fucking talk about the experiment. It's like, Billy's dead, mate. He can't talk about nothing. It's like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to say that bit before I shoot them in the head, aren't I?
I mean, that does sound plausible, considering my dad works for a company that sells windows and doors and conservatories.
Holy shit. And I just plucked that out of thin air, mate.
Yep.
It's all coming crystal clear now.
It is, and he still wears his gilet.
Call your dad right now on the podcast live and be like, ever been to Philadelphia? And see what he says.
He's gone to bed. He's probably sleeping in his gilet.
I'm freezing, mate. Oh, under his electric blanket. Shivering away.
It's only mid-August.
Calls you up in the morning. Oh, cold last night, wasn't it, Jordan? No, Dad.
It was a heat wave.
It was like 22 degrees. Recalculating. Bloody boiling last night, wasn't it, son? Let your dad know I said hi, okay?
Will do.
Let's just carry on with this. So, Jordan, is that all we know about the Philadelphia experiment?
Yes.
No! That was all I told you, in less detail, but there is indeed more. There is evidence, Jordan. The fun bits. Like a penis, but less meaty.
I can't get physically less meaty, but go on.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. I've come to live with it.
Is that because when you were made by the Greys that they just like, don't need that bit?
Yeah, it's just flat.
He ain't going to be doing any reproducing. All he's going to be doing is taking people out.
On a date?
Not on a date, no, because that might lead to reproduction.
Reproduction?
You heard. I said what I said, and I stick by it, all right?
Pedestrian.
So how is it, Jordan, if all the records were destroyed, people were silenced, etc., how do we know about it?
Go on, tell us.
The story first came to light in 1955 when a man named Morris K. Jessup, an author and UFO researcher, received a series of letters from a man identifying himself as Carlos Miguel Allende, and he claimed to have been there on the day and witnessed the whole thing while serving on the SS Andrew Furuseth, a merchant ship docked nearby. Now, Jessup's involvement with the Philadelphia experiment is one of the strangest and most intriguing aspects of the story, but we need a little bit of background on this guy. He was born in 1900, he was an academic with a PhD in astrophysics, his formal academic career never took off, but he had a keen interest in fringe science and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. He authored several books, of which his most famous was The Case for the UFO, published in 1955, and this book earned him a modest following among those interested in the paranormal. So, just remember the name of that book. What was it called?
Honestly, I was just trying to think how good you're getting through this already, considering you'll see double.
Thank you. It's like my superpower. I drink alcohol, I get better.
What, in your mind?
You've just said it. You just said I get better. Who doesn't need a better Iain? I mean, I'm already pretty damn good. So,
I mean,
you know?
Actually, I'm surprised it's even possible.
Hey, let's all have a little fucking laugh at my expense, shall we?
Yeah, please. That's what we came here for.
Yeah, and that the fact of that is cause for another drink. I have to fucking go and refill at this rate.
God.
Oh, God. Shut up. Don't judge me. Right, anyway, so as I said, he received a series of letters from Allende. The letters were written in a bizarre, disjointed style and included detailed yet cryptic references to the experiment, mentioning terms like unified field theory and teleportation.
Very lovely storytelling.
I thought no one's ever heard my high-pitched noise, so I just thought, I'll push it up there, I'll show my register, I'll get my lungs out, I'll pop them up into that high E, see what people think.
How high can you get?
Oh, mate, once I put the booze down and move on to the harder stuff, I get pretty fucking high.
Oh, do you?
Once I snogged God's knee.
That's why he banished you, is it?
That's why God hates me. Just like some little fucking critter attached to his knee. He's like, get off.
Fucking leech.
But to answer your question, Jordan, I have no idea how high I can get because I'm a drummer, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
The letters went on to describe how the USS Eldridge was made invisible, how it teleported, all the stuff that happened to the crew, so it sounds like this guy did in fact see it all. Jessup, both intrigued and disturbed by these letters, despite the outlandish claims, the detail and conviction which Allende described the events just made Jessup want to continue chatting with him, and over time, Jessup's fascination grew. The plot then thickened in 1957 when Jessup was contacted by the Office of Naval Research, or the ONR, in Washington, D.C. They said they'd received a package containing a copy of Jessup's most famous book. What was it called, Jordan?
Jessup's favourite book ever. Second edition.
No, absolutely not. Minus 10 points. It was the case for the UFO, which had been heavily annotated with handwritten notes. These seemed to be written by 3 different people, identified only by their handwriting styles as Mr. A, Mr. B, and Jemmy for some reason.
Mystery.
Oh, that'd have been good, wouldn't it?
It would have been perfect.
Nice little inside joke. That's like, when people who create names of phobias, reflect it to be the phobia itself.
Yes.
Like, the fear of long words is a stupid long word.
Yes.
Like, that'd have been like one of those little inside jokes, like Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. E. Mm-hmm.
It would have been good.
Mm-hmm. So you're fired, Kevin. That's not funny, Kevin. That doesn't follow the lineage of the alphabet, mate. Get the out. Clear out your office.
Iain put the booze down.
Mate. Maybe I need some. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm sure it really is.
I'm just getting angry because I haven't had a drink in like 40 seconds.
Yeah, when you said that's the problem, I think you're right.
I can't remember that. Let's try out this theory. 1 second. Mm-hmm.
Feeling better?
Sorted me right out, pal.
Oh, good.
Ooh, right. I'm sorry, Kevin. You can come back in, mate. I don't know what came over me. I'm sorry. I get the joke now. It's funny, okay? I get it. Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. E. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Fucking stupid bastard. Pick your box back up. Get the fuck out of here. No, Kevin. Jordan, can you take over, please, mate? I'm just so angry. You take care of Kevin. I'll continue with the story, okay?
I absolutely will.
Please, just make sure you're listening, okay? Because I don't want to have to fucking repeat myself again, okay? So angry, Jordan. What was that? Take a drink? Sure thing, George. Scrumptious. So, these notes seem to be discussions between these 3 entities, speaking in a strange, almost coded language about anti-gravity, alien technology, and various secret government projects. The ONR was particularly interested in the annotations because they also, surprise, surprise, appeared to reference the Philadelphia experiment. The notes mentioned the Invisibility Project and the involvement of the Navy trying to manipulate the time-space continuum. The mysterious trio seemed to have insider knowledge discussing these topics and seemed as if they were aware of all the dirty little details that the Navy had been up to. So I can see why they might have been a little bit interested, because it seems like there are 3 people out there who just know all the shit they've been getting up to. Jessup was invited to Washington to discuss the book and the annotations, where Jessup learned that the ONR had taken the annotated book and classified it, and only a small number of copies were reproduced and circulated among various government departments. So, that's maybe a little telling. Maybe if they've got this book and it doesn't mean anything to them, they'll just be like, yeah, it's just a fucking conspiracy load of bullshit, pal. But they took it and they fucking secretized it. Boom. No one's looking at that.
Right. They top secreted it.
They did indeed, mate, and no one's getting a little gander at that, Not like they're not going to pull out at the office party and be like, read what these idiots have been saying about us, because it's fucking true. It's like if I came up to you and was like, Jordan, you stole £100, you'd be like, No, I didn't, you idiot. Don't be a silly bastard. But if you had stolen £100 and I didn't know that, but I said you had, you'd be like, what? No, what, me? No, I haven't. I didn't do that. You jokester, you.
Nah, I didn't. You were probably pissed you mislaid it.
Oh, I see. Using my problems against me like a true friend.
Yeah,
I love you, buddy. You're such a good guy.
Just have another sip.
Okay. So, the experience with the ONR and the bizarre annotations had a profound effect on Jessup. Already an obsessive personality, he became consumed by the Philadelphia experiment and the implications he saw it having for science, reality, and human existence. He began to investigate the story more deeply, seeking out additional witnesses and attempting to verify the claims made by Allende. But as he delved deeper, he seemed to spiral into a state of despair. His research led him to believe that the Philadelphia experiment was definitely real and that it had to have been covered up by the government. He became increasingly paranoid, convinced that he was being watched, followed, and that his life was in danger because of what he knew. So by the late 1950s, Jessup's personal life was in shambles. His marriage had fallen apart, his health was deteriorating, and he was struggling financially, but he continued to pursue his research. But unfortunately, on April 20th, 1959, Morris K. Jessup was found dead in his car in Florida.
Wow.
It was officially ruled a suicide, stated that Jessup had taken his own life by carbon monoxide poisoning in his car. However, obviously, people think it might not have been suicide at all. Theorists point to several anomalies. Jessup had been in contact with people who claimed to have further information about the Philadelphia experiment in the weeks leading up to his death, so it seemed like he was having plans to talk to people, and he had expressed fears for his life, and those who knew him insisted that Jessup, despite his personal troubles, was not the type to take his own life, which is why some believe that Jessup was silenced because he was getting a little bit too close to the truth.
Oh, I can believe it.
What do you think about the Philadelphia experiment, Jordan?
I think it's plausible. I mean, it's a weird thing to have had this ship just disappear, not just visually, but on radars, apparently appear elsewhere.
Sorry, I was just having a drink.
That's fine. You fill your boots. Or your gob. Yeah, and then people end up being maybe potentially killed because of knowledge that they might have.
Yep.
It all seems to make sense to me.
The weird thing is, right, when there was like what people might call disclosure, which, it definitely wasn't, but when this whole thing about UAPs, as they like to be known in the press, I will stick to UFOs, thank you. But as that came out that, oh yeah, they're real, the government acknowledged them, they don't know what they are, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't a shock to me because that's always been my reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But since that has then been accepted by the world, it kind of makes you wonder what else could just be hidden.
Yeah, that's brushed off as nothing.
Yeah, like anything could be real. To say that ships are coming here from a potential other world or other universe or whatever dimension, planetary system, solar system, whatever, that is absolutely insanity. For years, it has been said that, no, that's bullshit, don't be stupid, you're fucking insane if you believe that. And then all of a sudden they're like, actually, yeah, it's real. It just kind of opens up the floodgates of, well, how the hell can I say nothing else is real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I have to be able to have a little bit of open-mindedness about, yeah, that could fucking be real. Why the hell not?
I mean, the thing is, unfortunately, we're just not going to know. And that's really annoying.
Yeah, we're never going to get disclosure because the government have got too many secrets to hide, right? So in the UFOs and this, they're never just going to be like, okay, yeah, we made a ship disappear, accidentally killed 100 sailors, and because the other ones, the ones that survived, saw too much, we just killed them as well. They're not just going to admit it, are they?
Lol.
They're not going to admit it. So all we have is speculation and rumours and what we can piece together. So yeah, it does seem a little bit fucking plausible. I don't care. Come at me.
All right. Don't have to ask me twice.
All right. I said at me, not in me.
Oh, okay.
But either's fine.
I'll have a go.
But that's essentially it, Jordan. That is where we are at nowadays. But this story, as I said at the beginning, ties into another conspiracy theory, and this one is even more batshit crazy than this. And it will be the subject of next week's case, and was in fact, for your little bit of trivia, the inspiration for a popular Netflix series that everyone just about went and fell in love with. So I will leave you all in suspense, but I'm very excited and I cannot wait to bring to you next week because originally that was the story I was writing and I had to go back and I had to talk about the Philadelphia experiment in order for you to understand next week's episode.
Well, I appreciate that. I just hope that I remember it by next week. No, very interesting, Ian, and I'm very interested to hear part 2 next week.
Mate, your c***'s going to blow up.
You're right. I didn't know you could see it.
But next week is insanity. I was looking into it, expecting to find like a lovely little conspiracy theory, but there's so many twists and turns. There's one bit, and then there's a guy in that bit, and then all of a sudden, there's a conspiracy that comes off about this guy, and he's did this, and backwards and forwards, and chairs everywhere, and monsters, and time travel, aliens, fucking, not aliens, fucking. I realised what I said when I said it.
I'm not interested now.
Okay, I'll insert some alien sex. Right, anyway, you need to do stuff. So, nicknames, what you got?
So, Ian, nicknames from around all corners of the internet.
Nice.
So I'd collected a couple of these from the previous one that I did many, many moons ago, and I just thought I'd share them with you for a bit more light entertainment. So shall we go?
I really do need to take a little bit of a relaxing 5 minutes. So yes, let's go.
All right, I thought you were going to say you need a drink.
Not yet.
Why, I'm surprised. Okay, starting off, we've got a Sparky I knew, and for anybody that is maybe not British, a Sparky, we just call that an electrician.
Yeah, a little bit of slang for you.
Yeah. So an electrician I knew looked like Elton John and got called Socket Man. I thought that was really clever.
I had a gob full of fucking booze then.
I thought so.
Socket Man.
You sound like a closed mouth laugh.
That's hilarious. Socket Man.
It's good, isn't it?
The thing is, like, that's the kind of nickname that you can't say, you have to sing.
I'm a socket man.
Hilarious. Love it. Oh, strong start, Jordan. If I don't get better from here, I'll be very upset.
I can't promise, but I'll continue. We had a guy we called Sudafed, as he got up everyone's nose. and one called G-Spot, because no one could ever find him.
Man, the creativity behind some of these nicknames are just fucking... Who would ever think to call someone, what was it, Sudafed? Should get some of these minds on the podcast. Maybe I should bring a bit of humour to the show.
That's very true. Well, we're not about that, though, are we, Ian?
Hell no. Alcohol and aliens, that's us.
I wondered what you were going to say, but yeah, okay. Another one was, there was a site labourer who had a weird stutter that sounded like he was blowing on something. So naturally he got christened Hot Chip.
That's the thing about them, right? They're not horrible. Like they're so innocuous. Man, school kids would come up with something so horrible, right? If it looked like a man was constantly like blowing. But to think of someone just blowing a hot chip all the time, that's nothing horrible, is it?
No, not at all.
It's hopefully he found the humorous side of it and he was all right with it, because I don't want to be laughing at him if he hated it. But that is quite an ingenious fucking nickname.
It's great, isn't it? Like, hey, look, it's Hot Chip. Like, it just works as well.
It does.
And look, he's working with Socket Man today.
Oh, God.
Right, you say all of that, but this next one, I'm not even sure we'll make it in.
Okay.
But, right, it's not particularly clever, but last night when I was reading my notes for this, just to double check things, it made me silently piss myself laughing, trying not to wake my wife.
Okay.
It's really not clever, but I'll say it anyway. Poor lad whose parents named him Michael James. He obviously got shortened to MJ. And then MJ got associated with Michael Jackson. And he ended up with the nickname P***o for 6 years.
Oh my God.
Everyone, including him, got surprisingly used to it.
I take it back. That's awful.
So, it's really bad. And it's not clever.
No, not at all.
But the thing that makes me laugh is the fact that everyone, including him, got surprisingly used to it.
Yeah.
I just get this image of someone being like, hey, up, P***o. And he just accepts it. So yeah, that probably won't make the cut, but it made me laugh.
Maybe if we beep it.
Yeah, maybe. I'll move on just in case.
Good idea.
Another one, my mate is called The Exorcist, and that's because when he comes over for a beer, all the spirits end up gone.
I've heard that one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. Did you say that in the last one?
Oh, possibly. Maybe.
Either way, it's so good you can laugh at it twice.
Absolutely.
I'm not, though.
Hey, you have a drink instead.
I have a higher standard of comedy.
Another one worked with a guy we called Viper because he was missing the 4 top front teeth.
So he looked like a snake.
Another one that we called the Milkman because none of his kids looked like him.
Oh, God. I thought that was where that was going,
Oh, poor guy. I had a cousin that we called Repeat because he was the spitting image of his father, Pete.
Oh, God.
There was a kid with a bad stutter in my school, and he had the nickname Scratchy because he sounded like a DJ scratching records when he spoke.
Did you say you had a bad stutter?
Yeah, stutter.
Can you give me an impression of how that sounded, Jordan?
I mean, I'm not sure. It would be something like... Sounds something like... So it's perfect. But I feel like I might have told this one before, but it was worked with a Mexican fella who we all called the Painter because he wore 2 coats during the winter.
Yeah, I think you did.
I think I did say that one, didn't I?
You said, any idea what you might be called? And I said, I don't know, Dulux.
Yeah, which would have been really good, actually.
And I don't know how, I think you said that as well. I don't know how I remember this, you know. Over a year's worth of episodes, I still remember every line.
I mean, the thing is, if our feed ever goes down, you can just say the whole thing.
Yeah, re-record everything.
You know, I'll just voice change your bits as me.
You're perfect, bro.
Lad named Keith lost an eye due to ocular cancer. He's now known as Keth.
Hilarious.
Worked with a guy who was so annoying and such a gobshite, he got the nickname Thrush. An irritating This one, someone says, still my favourite, a chap called Wayne Bruce, nicknamed Manbat.
I love it.
I thought that's clever.
That is hilarious.
And if anyone doesn't quite get that, just, check out some more comics.
Yeah, have a little look at a comic, like Jordan said.
A comic. I think we might be... we're at the end of our list now.
Are we actually?
Yeah, we are. I actually ended up removing some because I thought I had too many.
Oh, well, I am very glad that I had a stupidly long segment then.
Yeah, so am I. We're at the last one, ladies and gentlemen, which is a slightly lengthy one, but I think this is just so good.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let me brace myself with a drink.
Of course. There was a painter and decorator that we called Silky. Basically, he went to paint a woman's flat, she left for work, came back as she left her bag, but he was up the ladder painting in her best lingerie. True story. And they go on to say the best part is he was a little dumpy fella in his 60s and she rung the boss to tell him, and she was complaining that they were very expensive and he's ruined them because he's stretched them.
Oh, man.
So he got called Silky.
Right, okay. If anyone wants to do that in their own home, absolutely no bother.
Yes.
You do you. Absolutely fine. But don't break into someone's belongings when you're supposed to be doing a service and put the lingerie on.
Yeah.
And then just get to work. Like, what if he'd spilt a little drop of paint, right, and she hadn't come home? He would have been found out anyway.
I think paint's the last thing on her mind.
Or maybe that's just what she might have thought it was. But, I mean, what the I imagine, right, Jordan, you might have this image in your head as well, like...
I'm not sure I do.
No, right, aside from that, like, think of, like, old painters, like, from back in, like, the 60s, 70s, that kind of thing. They always had the overalls and the hat on.
Yeah.
You get that kind of image?
Oh, yeah.
I just see him in a hallway, up this ladder, looking pretty sexy, to be fair, let's be honest, but wearing that hat, like, still got his hat on, like, still like, I'm just painting the ceiling.
Thong right up the crack.
Oh, mate, it's touching hole. It's so far up there, man. It was white. It came out brown.
It's stretched.
But I mean, oh man, I can't. I would not have the guts to do that in someone else's house.
No, I wouldn't either.
Like to rifle through their belongings and just be like, yeah, I'll just fucking wear this, and I'll stick it back after. I mean, it's going to smell like ass probably. It's going to smell like paint. It's going to maybe a bit of sweat. You're up there. You're working hard. You're not going to get away with that.
Oh no!
What?
Imagine this woman for a bit of money on the side. She sells that used stuff.
Oh god!
And the poor recipient thinks,
"Oh
hell,
she's worn this one in well."
This is not what I thought.
It's with a little note attached to it. What?
It smells like Silky.
Silky's boss that bought it. Morning, Silky, mate. Just takes a little puff like, hang on a minute. I thought it smells a bit familiar here. Oh, mate, that's stupid, I guess, to do in someone else's house. Don't steal other people's clothes.
I guess so.
While you're at work, yeah, very bad idea.
Definitely don't.
I mean, he's near retirement age anyway, who cares? If he gets fired, what's he going to do? Oh, no. Oh, I can't afford my mortgage that I paid off 10 years ago. Idiot. I'm going to buy some lingerie.
Yeah, you tell him.
Tell them to stick it up their ass.
I mean, that's what
Just
he
like
did.
your thong. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, yeah. A continuation, shall we call it, of some of the best nicknames from the internet.
Fantastic news, Jordan. Thank you very much for bringing that to my attention and letting my mind just settle. I mean, I've still got some booze left if you want me to down that and, we'll just see what blurts out my mouth.
God, I'm worried too, but go on.
Oh, you're actually challenging me.
Yeah, go on. Down it.
Because all that will be coming out of my mouth is probably chunks of dinner. I'm going to do it. Glug, 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 glug.
At least I'm not there to see it. It's all right.
To be fair, it's lasted me quite a while. I'm down to 6 p.m. A little bit more.
Whoa!
All right, bottle. You twisted my arm. And you know what's funny? If I refill the thing, it just tells me to do it all over again. It's like the opposite of my wife.
Love it.
It's my anti-wife. She says, stop drinking. Get a job.
Your auntie should not be your wife.
Mate, we said we'd never bring that up.
Okay, sorry.
Right, Jordan. So let's just fucking chop this episode off, mate, because it's going mental. Does that bring us around about to the end of today's episode?
I think it does.
Fantastic. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend aboard a boat, get a magnet out, and see if you teleport. And go back to episode 22 and just say, just stop. Stop now. It will never be funny. Give up. If you see Jordan, punch him, but just give me a hug. I'll understand.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials.
Hang on. You did that off the top of your head?
Yes, I don't have it on me.
That's amazing.
Well, I just know it now.
You got to teach me that someday, pal. That was word for word. I was reading through it as you were going, and that was fucking amazing, pal.
I've just set my phone down on the table because I'm like, well, I can't use it.
Okay, right, I'll tell you what. I'll have a little scan through the beginning of my next paragraph, and I'll see if I can do it.
Okay, all right. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to listen to me fumble through more sentences? Click the link.
Want to get in touch with us on Linktree and send us your own silly nicknames for people? Click the link.
And don't forget, we now have a Patreon where you can... Hang on.
This is a bad idea.
Where you can find all of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, and t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our tales and fantastic memories, well, now you can get more because we now release bonus episodes. This is off memory, pal. We now release bonus episodes which come out the last Friday of every month. There is currently 13 just sitting up there right there for you to just go and have a listen to all that fantastic extra audio goodness. And all that is available right now, starting with the bonus episodes, for just £3 and a little added extra. I just want to say, for anyone in America, all you need to do is put it in your currency and your bank will convert it for you. So $3.50 bonus episodes come out your fucking ear holes, mate. You're all good. And plus, don't go to the iOS app. Them kids are trying to wrangle money out of everyone. Do it through the, what's it called? Internet on your phone. Do it through your browser.
You are getting old.
God, yeah. Do it through the old Internet Explorer. Children, don't do it through the iOS application. Oh yeah, £3 a month.
So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will of course be down below for your pleasure.
I added a couple of words in there, mate, but I'll let you off. But if you
I
can't
added
do
in
that,
the of course, didn't I?
you did, and now you've interrupted me, mate. And I was bringing my A game then, and now I'm going to have to bring my B game. But sorry, everyone out there, I'm so sorry. And you can just blame Jordan here. But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating. Hang on a minute. Then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best way to do that, and we would be eternally grateful.
We would indeed, Amos.
But on that note, thanks for listening. You'll have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Right, Jordan, the Philadelphia experiment. You ready?
I am.
1 minute, I just need to take a drink. No, I'm kidding.
I think you need to take a break.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a drink break. Everyone take a drink.
That is absolutely the opposite of what I meant.
Did you mean take a break from the drink?
Yes.
Oh, shit, sorry, I completely misinterpreted that. Right.
Oh, well, every time I get something wrong, I have to take a swig.
I love that game.
What's 2 plus 2, Ian?
98, Jordan. Oh, shit.
Oh, not again. What you like?
Right.